throwing it into the end zone.
Yeah.
Leaping catch.
Yeah.
It's a touchdown.
Yes. Intercepted. It's Sherman makes the pickoff inside the 20.
Patrick Peterson with the pick.
Got him. End zone.
80-yard touchdown for A.J. Green.
What's up, DJ, Bucky, Move the Sticks, and Bucky, we got two primetime matchups this week. Corners, wide receivers, Calvin Johnson against Patrick Peterson. Then we have what I would say even the marquee matchup I'm looking forward to. Richard Sherman going up against A.J. Green. Let's start with that first one, though. Calvin's going to have his work cut out for him right now because Patrick Peterson's playing much better than we saw last year.
Much better than what we saw. And I've criticized Patrick Peterson publicly about how he was playing. I thought he was a guy that's super talented, maybe even a better athlete than player, but he has finally turned the corner. This is a guy playing with better discipline and focus. I like his technique. He's really been locked in, and because of that, he's making more plays. You're not seeing him give up the big plays over top, only allow 85 pass yards. That means he's keeping the ball in front. More importantly, he's coming up and he's making tackles. That aggressiveness will serve him well because he has a big challenge in Megatron. He has to step up and make sure that he challenges him, makes him earn every yard. Don't give up the cheapies that sometimes he used to allow.
Yeah, the biggest issue for me was concentration. He's showing improved concentration, not having those mental lapses we saw last year. But going up against Calvin Johnson right now, Buck, look, this Lions offense has not found its way yet. I thought we saw, I know it's one drive, but that last drive, Calvin ends up fumbling the ball out of the back of the end zone. Cam Chancellor makes a play. We've seen it a million times. But on that drive, we saw some more chunk plays. Matthew Stafford pushing the ball down the field. They actually got good protection, played good up front. I think if they can get Brandon Pettigrew back, put him healthy in there on the line of scrimmage, going to help their run game, going to put him in better situations, they can get some chunk play opportunities with Calvin. None of this underneath stuff. I don't need Calvin Johnson run all these whip routes. I want to see him down the field, and I think this is the game they take some shots.
Well, I think they may take some shots, but this game, to me, plays right into Patrick Peterson's wheelhouse. I expect him to dominate this matchup because I think as we look close at Calvin Johnson, he's no longer the dynamic playmaker that he once was. Yes, he still can make the jump balls. He can still deliver those plays in the red zone. But I don't think he has the speed nor the quickness to run away from Patrick Peterson. Because of that, I expect Patrick Peterson to put a blanket over Calvin Johnson and limit his effectiveness in the passing game.
Yeah, so you're going to go with Peterson. I'm going to give the advantage. Look, I believe in the pride of special athletes, and I believe last week really costing his team a football game with that fumble. Calvin Johnson rebounds against a very tough corner. I think Calvin Johnson has his breakout game this season. Might not run away from Peterson, I agree with you, but the size is what it is. He's going to be a much bigger man at the point of truth. I think Calvin Johnson has a good day. Finally, this Lions team gets a win, an upset special over the Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, you calling your shot?
Calling
your shot. Make sure you put that on Twitter so those guys can hit you up. The Bird Gang.
I'm sure they'll
find me.
All right, let's move on now. A.J. Green going up against Richard Sherman. Buck. A.J. Green, to me, look at what he's doing this year. Looks like he's kind of put it all together. The numbers have been there in the past, but I'm seeing a more refined guy, a more refined route runner. I've seen somebody that can go up and get the ball. We've seen some beautiful toe tap work in the back of the end zone. And I believe before you get to Richard Sherman, the man who's going to cover him, he's going to be highly motivated. And TD, our producer behind the glass, can tell you why he's going to be highly motivated. These two squared off once before, TD. And I want to say Richard Sherman didn't have the nicest things to say about A.J. Green.
Not at all. You know, Richard, he likes to talk. He talks a lot. He said this: I would say he's probably one of the most overrated receivers out there. He wasn't anything special. Dalton was a good quarterback. He makes good decisions, but A.J. Green is just a lot of noise talking and bad routes.
Other than that, he had a lot of nice things to say. So go ahead now. You give me what Richard Sherman's going to bring to the table.
Now, Richard Sherman is going to be the loquacious one. He's going to talk a lot. He's going to do a lot of bravado things. He's going to do things that make people uncomfortable. But when you dig into the tape, this is an outstanding playmaker, a guy that's long and rangy. He's comfortable being nose to nose. He does a great job of studying the releases and the routes. And he's going to make it hard for A.J. Green to get into his comfort zone. He's going to disrupt him, force him off his line. And then what I like about Richard Sherman is this is a guy that finds a way to find the football. It's hard to find long-range corners with ball skills. He has that. A.J. Green is going to have a tough day finding success working against Richard Sherman because he's going to be physical with him. He's going to mush him around, and I just don't know if A.J. Green can weather the storm.
Well, this is like the Olympics. Every 4 years they square off. 2011 they square off, and I got to say that Richard Sherman got the best of it. He won that matchup. Who do you like winning the matchup this time?
Oh, I think Richard Sherman wins this matchup, not only because of Richard Sherman, but because Cam Chancellor is in the middle of that field. As he funnels them to the inside, all it takes is a big hit, a wake-up call, or a love tap from Cam Chancellor to kind of slow everything down. I believe they get it done because the Legion of Boom is going to make a concerted effort to make sure A.J. Green does not beat them. Someone else is going to have to find production in the passing game.
Look, I push my chips in on the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm buying whatever they're selling. I believe in Andy Dalton, and I do believe in A.J. Green. I don't know how much he's going to be matched up with Sherman. I think you could see him move around a little bit, maybe get away from Richard a little bit. But I think A.J. Green has a big game for the Cincinnati Bengals. He wins this matchup, TD.
No, yeah, this is a tough one for me, guys, because if you guys didn't know, Calvin Johnson is my favorite NFL player. His nickname is Megatron, big Transformers fan. And you know my team. I'm a Seahawks guy.
Oh,
right.
So where are you going?
I don't know. It's going to be a tough one. I hope Calvin has a good game, but their season is over, so I hope the Seahawks win. My boy Russell.
Well, look, TD, all you do is just add confusion to our show here.
Yeah, a lot of confusion, but that's okay. We'll go with it like he wants.
It's called a
Calvin Johnson
conundrum,
to have a good
guys.
game against Patrick Peterson, and I know A.J. Green is one of his guys, but he has the Seahawks temper, so
TD.
I don't know, TD.
TD, I'm just gonna do the memory thing and pretend like I never even saw that whole thing right there. Look, DJ, Bucky, TD behind the glass. We are a part of Move the Sticks. You can catch us twice a week. YouTube, iTunes, NFL.com/podcast. We'll be back next week with a bunch of new content for you.